This is how to program your mobile alert EZ. Now before you click on this icon to bring up the configuration tool, you need to have the EZ in the cradle and push that little power LED, or I should say push the power button so that the power LED flashes red. That has to be flashing before you click this icon. Once you see it flashing, then you can click here, bring this up, and you'll see this COM port will be populated. If this is blank, then you've done it in the wrong order. You can't push this icon before you have that red LED flashing. So once you see that populated, you can click on Start, and you'll see this will then begin to populate. You'll load from the device. Now it'll load all the default settings that come to us from the factory. We'll go through each of these settings to show you how the unit should be programmed or how we recommend it being programmed. So we'll click here and we'll see that this is immediately populated, this time zone offset. The 28,800 refers to the number of seconds that West Australia is in Greenwich Mean Time. So we are 8 hours plus. That 28,800 translates to 8 hours. If you're in Queensland, you're going to be 10 hours plus, so you would have entered 36,000. Whatever time zone you're in, that's what will be entered there. None of these blank boxes have any bearing on the functionality, whether they're left blank or not. We usually like to put the person's name that we're giving the device to for the device ID, just so that we can go back and look at the programming at any time in the future and see that the programming that for this unit that we had sent out is the programming for Tom Smith. Again, whatever Tom's SIM card is that we've issued him with, because we do the activation of the SIM card, we'll enter that SIM card number here where it says phone number of SIM card. Going down to the warning threshold of capacity, the 15 represents 15%, which is the battery power remaining, at which point the device will send out a low battery alert text. Power down threshold, the 10 represents 10% is when the unit will automatically cut off just to save the battery of the unit. The low battery alert is going to go out by text because it says 01. If we wanted to disable it, we would click that, and by having it be 0, now no low battery alert is going to go out. If we wanted it sent out through a different way besides text, we would tick one of those others accordingly. Everything else here can be left as it is. Let's move now to the GPS. Now, these settings again are what we recommend. We've got the first report time going out in 2 seconds. That's not enough time for the unit to find the GPS satellites, but we'll show you how we offset that in just a minute. We recommend that it's set for 2 seconds because the texts go out to the emergency contacts letting them know that the user has pushed the button, and the emergency contacts can get that information as soon as possible. Let me skip over here to security to see how we offset that. You'll notice that we've got 2 texts going out. Maximum number of texts for each phone number is 2. And the reason we set it at 2 is because the second text goes out after 60 seconds. Now, this is enough time for the device to find the satellites, because after the first text goes out, it then switches on the GPS, and it gives the GPS 60 seconds to find the satellites so that when the second text goes out, it will give its true GPS reading. So move on from GPS to communication. If the person wants to get a low battery alert text, then we would enter that person's phone number here. It's usually one of the emergency contact numbers, so we enter whatever phone number that is there, and then move here to security. Let's say that contact 1 is the one getting the low battery alert text, so this is going to be the same as it was here at the F0 setting. So this is for contact 1. There can be up to 6 contacts entered, so we enter whatever their phone numbers are there, and then this 20 represents the number of seconds that each one is going to get called until it moves on to the next one. Now, as soon as the phone is answered by whoever answers first, it stops making the sequence of calls. So if contact 1 answers first, nobody else gets the call. This number represents, and this number of course can be changed here to whatever. We just recommend 20 seconds, but that can be whatever setting the user prefers. Loop call time, the 1 represents the fact that each person is going to get called one time through. That can be changed to whatever you wish. This, the default is 0. I had it, was showing someone else just moments ago, but basically the default setting is set such that anyone can call the device. If you want to be able to have only certain people get it, then you would have that ticked, and only these phone numbers that are entered here at these 4 spaces are going to be allowed to call the device. Everyone else would be blocked. The report media is texts. The 2 represents the number of times the text goes through, 60 seconds. And the GPRS, we have that as off because we don't use the GPRS. Let's move down here to the auto answer. If the person wants to have the device where if the phone rings one time then automatically answers, we would have that ticked. But we recommend where the user has control of being able to push the SOS button to answer the device. The user also has control to hang up. That's why we recommend that that be ticked. If we wanted to have it where only the caller had that feature where they could hang up, well then we would leave that unticked, but we recommend that it should be ticked. Ring and vibrate, that's what it's going to do when it calls. 8,000 is the mid setting. That can be changed to a lower or higher volume. The 3 represents the fact that it's the second highest setting. That's satisfactory as far as the ringtone volume we feel. This is ticked because this means that everyone is going to get a call sequentially until someone answers, of course. If they only wanted the text to go out and not the call, then we would leave that unticked. So once that has all been programmed as I've just gone through, we would save to device and click OK for that. Now you're finished there. However, if you want to save what's happened here for your own records, which is what we do, we save to file. We would enter the person's name. We would then click save, and we would have that on file. And then that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.